Okie dokie. Hello. I realize I haven't posted a video in a long time about dyscalculia, and I thought I would update you guys on the situation, but also figured I would put together a video of what to do if you have dyscalculia, so I think I should probably start with that first. My learning disability is dyscalculia, or whatever. Some people say it's math dyslexia, but it's a lot more complicated than that. Started to appear or show signs, I guess, in 5th grade. My grades began to slip, and we figured, maybe it was ADD or something like that. But we didn't even realize that until like years later. Anywho, so when I got into high school, and my high school system, Dexter High School of Michigan, had the worst math program. It was AGS, algebra, geometry, statistics, and we were second to last, I think, of the schools in the state of Michigan to use that program because it was that ridiculous. So I didn't get off on a good foot to begin with. Anywho, so my mom and I decided to contact the high school, and they have a thing called a 504 plan, and I highly recommend that because the whole thing to getting through a university or college is providing accurate documentation, and that's one of the most critical things, I guess I could stress in what to do. So what you do, and it refers to Americans with Disabilities Acts and learning disabilities. So, like, I mean, there's stupid accommodations, but basically you just want to set up your moves because it's like a chess game, and you just got to make sure that you have everything set up in case things don't follow through, and then you do have the right to sue, kind of thing. Which is what I was working on, but that's a different story. Anywho, so fill out the 504 plan, and if you want like different accommodations or something, maybe those actually do help for you, like a separate room, extra time. I mean, those didn't help me. Usually dyscalculia is a learning problem, and as I described in other videos, it's kind of like the numbers are dissolving, so you're doing a subtraction problem. It's like the first top starting to dissolve when you're trying to refer back to it, and it's a mess. And so anywho, so I did that, and then when I got to CMU, I had to take a algebra class, it was intermediate algebra. Didn't pass it, but out of the sympathy of my professor who saw me trying so hard, and I couldn't even cheat. But he let me pass it, I guess, by like 2 points, and which was really nice to him, but nice of him, but you won't get that on tape, guaranteed. But anywho, so immediately when I got to CMU, I made sure to contact the Disability Center and fill out something for that, for accommodations or whatever. It didn't have to use them because it was just kind of pointless anyways. They don't really seem to understand dyscalculia either way. But anyway, so when I got to MSU, we figured it was a good idea to immediately that summer, before the fall semester even started, to contact the RCPD, which is Resource Centers for Persons with Disabilities, and to make sure that they had all our documentation and everything. And immediately upon entering the RCPD, we were met with a form of resistance, I guess you could say. Elaine High, one of the worst disability specialists in the entire world, and they really need to update their offices, and that's why I was pursuing a lawsuit, because I do not think they're fit or even capable of providing kids with accurate accommodations, and clearly they don't even update themselves when provided information about my disability, and they're going to be confronted with more kids who have this because more and more people are finding out about the fact that they have dyscalculia. But anywho, so we had to take a DSM-IV, which is like a gigantic psych evaluation test that I took with a professor of psychology and doctor from U of M. And so we did the DSM-IV test, and basically you feel like Coco the monkey, because you have to do like motor skills, like put pins in holes and put boxes together, and what picture matches this, like an apple, giraffe, and a banana, and like what doesn't fit, giraffe. So anyways, some of you are like, apple, yeah. No, but anyways, so we did that. That was like a 6-hour test. I almost went insane and like escaped and bit the person, but whatever. So if you can just endure that, it's worth it. Sometimes the schools will pay for it, which is a really good thing to do. And, sorry, it's starting to get long. So we did that, and apparently that wasn't good enough, so we had to contact the professor at U of M and have her, not like re-diagnose us, but basically put it in a different format. And I think it was like ICD, I forget what it's called, but a different format other than the DSM-IV. And she made us jump through all these other hoops, Elaine High, and basically did give reasonable or accurate documentation, and it took like, we were ignored for months, basically 4 to 5 months straight, ignoring our phone calls, so we decided to make pleasant little visits, and they seemed to avoid us during that too, and also other stuff too. I'm trying to think of other things I'm missing out on. I was faced with a lot of extra stuff that I'm hoping a lot of other people won't have to face. Just basically personal bias. Like Elaine insinuated to my mother that I was too stupid for MSU, even though high above average and everything else, which is highly insulting. And there's a point where you just get so frustrated you want to give up. And it's been like a year and some months now that I've been fighting with MSU, and I finally got them to bend. However, I still want to sue the crap out of them because I hate them. It's like a giant empire of assholes that I would like to burn down. And like, I'm a fighter, and they expect you not to come back. They expect you to go away, but I just climbed up their asses because that's what you have to do. And so we had to meet with the provost and all this other fun stuff, and it's not fun. I don't feel satisfied with the accommodations that were given to me, and they give me a substitution instead of just a waiver, considering I already took a class that's like identical. The only reason they didn't accept my class from CMU was because it didn't involve statistics. However, the class that I'm supposed to take doesn't involve statistics either, so, you know, I don't know. Basically, it's run by a bunch of idiots. I like the school, but I hate the administration, and I say that publicly, and hopefully I do see this. I'm supposed to speak on a panel in the fall in front of a bunch of professors, which could be interesting. I can be civil, I can, and I'll try to be. However, this is not okay. The U.S. is already so far behind in our educational system in the world, it's ridiculous, and we need to start teaching to the individual, and otherwise these universities are going to become extinct. We have online colleges, we have all this other stuff that's available to us, and if they don't understand and like start to adjust and accommodate to any kind of student, not just students with disabilities, we're going to be way behind, and you know, we're no longer the most elite country in the world. You know, like, there's people that are way advanced compared to us. But anywho, so yeah, that's about it. But I really do appreciate all the messages you guys send me. I'm very flattered by that, and I didn't even think that these videos would help anyone. It was just more so me going on a rant and finding a way to vent. But if it does help, that's cool. And if you guys have questions, you're more than welcome to email me on YouTube. And yeah, so I think that's it for right now. But I'm gonna post a update on MSU and my little adventure with them. So hope you guys are doing well.